project, I basically focused on an ideal government, and what I did was that I conducted interviews with international students from all around the world, and I asked for their opinions and their thoughts on their own versions of an ideal government, and combining all the interviews, all the research, primary and secondary research I did online, I made this mini documentary that I posted on YouTube to sort of share my thoughts and my conclusion on an ideal government. Yeah. So I think the most important conclusion is that there is no exact right answer, and that really depends on where the people come from. So depends on their country and their culture, how they were raised. It really affects their thoughts and their ideas. So that was the main conclusion. But what was also interesting was seeing the trends of how in Latin American countries, corruption-free was really valued, and in European countries, democracy was really valued. So that was some of the interesting trends I spotted. Yeah. I think the most interesting was hearing from all the interviewees and learning from their experiences and hearing from their own ideas. That was most interesting, perhaps, and especially talking to them, because I didn't know them before, but getting to know them and their societies, that was really interesting, like a first-hand experience. I think all of the ATL skills, and that's pretty much what the NYP always talks about. So all my communication skills, social skills, research skills, personal management, all of that improved a lot, and that's all thanks to my project. Yeah.
My project is basically fashion design inspired by climate change. So I took 3 consequences from climate change, which are the desertification, submergence, and coral bleach. So I use fabric and different color choices to express these concepts in the form of garments. So this set of garments is inspired by climate change, the consequence of desertification, for example, how this fabric represents sand and the green fabric represents grass and plants. Well, as a kid, I am in love with arts and design, and fashion design is something that I've been wanting to try for a very long time. So I think Personal Project is a good opportunity for me to explore my interests and to learn new things, for example, fashion design. Yes. I think one of the skills that I improved the most is research skills, because I'll have to do a lot of research on this topic, since this topic is a brand new topic for me. Like, I never have any experience on it, so I have to collect primary and secondary resources, for example, from the internet and from surveys and personal investigations, in order to complete this whole thing with high quality.
My project is about visually impaired students, understanding their circumstances and making a service for them to help visually impaired students to belong our school. I chose this topic because I realized that there aren't visually impaired students in our school, and I thought it was because our school are not well prepared for them. So I decided to make an audio service for them, and it makes me personal because I am very interested about minority group, especially impaired students, and I like doing something related to education, so it makes me personal. The interesting part is my product. It explains the building of our school. It's really simple and it's really easy to understand them. And also the circumstances of visually impaired students are really interesting, because I thought they will like to learn more information, but they want independence from every place in our world. I learned how to manage myself well, because it's a big project and it needs a lot of time. There are many steps for making my product, but I have time limitation. So I learned how to manage myself well.
About my project, I've chosen this topic because I was interested in aerospace engineering and a lot of aircrafts and airships. And in the early times, there was an article that I read that the ground vehicles in the future and ground transportation won't be able to be sustainable, because there's a lot of people who is in like existing, the problem of overpopulation are causing the limitations of public transportation on ground. That's why I thought that this topic is really interesting to investigate further, and more like a research project, and also taking action project. There was not a lot about making actions, but then I was able to research a lot and make critical thinkings and analysis onto it. This is a short video that I have created. It's created using a video editing program, and within that program it had a simulation of showing the entire sketch that I've done. Line by line, I had to connect it, sketch it, not using a tech program to use programs to simulate and make fast, but then I used like sketches to do it, to make this CAD. So in terms of making one by one, that was the challenging part. My conclusion is that personal project is not about having this project done like in a short amount of time and finish, but then to lead this project, this personal project, to put it into a further ambition that you have and make it come true in the future, because it will help you a lot in terms of your idea thinking and in terms of your range of thinking as well. So my conclusion overall is that the project, it's more useful in terms of to broaden your mind and your dreams, and to develop your skills that you have ever wanted to have.
So this is my product. It's a solar power bank, which I call the star bank, because the sun is a star, so star and power bank. So on the top there's a solar panel, and if you leave this out in the sun, then it will get the energy to transfer to the power bank. And there's two USB ports, so if you plug in your phone and your charger, then you can charge your phone and use the electricity. I think it's a personal project to me because I was always interested in engineering. It's something that my family has done for a long time, so I thought maybe I should try and use my passion for making machines and building different things to make something good which my friends and the people in the school can use. So I decided to make a power bank because everyone needs to charge their phones and everyone needs electricity, and I really wanted to make something which could change the world, so I made this. I think I learned a lot of research skills, because you need to do a lot of research to make the product and you need to gain a lot of new information, and also self-management skills, because you need to make sure that you stay on task and you follow your plan and you make sure that you're on time and you can submit everything. I'd say I was successful because my goal was to make something that people could use that would help people, and I talked to many different students and teachers, and they said that they like my product and that it works well and that it can be used in the future and you can pursue it further. So I'm very proud of my project and I think it's very successful.
My name is Minerva Shen. I'm from the home of tennis. My product is a news web crawler, a web crawler aimed at crawling news from various sources such as CNN, BBC, and People's Daily. And what made it personal to me was really that I'm very interested in programming. I did a bit of it before the project, and I felt like I could improve my skills and just generally make things better. I thought it was two different things. For example, first of all, I'm not a very patient person, and at the beginning of the project at least. And then because programming is a lot about troubleshooting and making things better and running it over again until it works properly. So I felt like my patience was very largely challenged doing this project. At the end of the project, I felt like that I am more patient now and I don't get mad that easily.